Hi, good evening. I've been asked many times, how can a person get distinction in economics, especially at A levels? And here are some tips, especially for macroeconomics. Normally, in macroeconomics, there are a few macro problems. The most popular problem that's highlighted for the macroeconomic section of the A levels for economics is always unemployment. And unemployment, there's normally demand side and supply side, AS, AD, or ADAS, whichever means the same, aggregate supply, aggregate demand. But what is crucial is to reflect on the Singapore context. The Singapore context normally starts with supply side, improving productivity, reskilling, upskilling, attracting foreign direct investment, so that the talent force together with the investments and FDI will create better employment and higher wages. Singapore's talent force and labor is the heartbeat of Singapore economy. However, for other countries, for them to solve unemployment, they also may use expansionary policies, expansionary fiscal policy, where they spend more, or perhaps they may actually lower interest rates. So when you approach economics, especially macroeconomics, you have to look at the variety of problems and the uniqueness of how people solve these problems. Yeah, and another a contrasting problem is inflation. And you have the different causes of inflation. You have demand pull inflation, cost push inflation. In some countries, they may use contractionary monetary policy. Some people face inflation by improving the productivity. One of Singapore's first way of solving inflation, assuming it's cost push or imported inflation, is the appreciation of the same currency. So that's the second macro problem. Going away from macro problems, we can also talk about the Gini coefficient, income inequality. So for those of you who are a bit clueless of how to get decision for economics, right, you can start with AD equals to C plus I plus G plus X minus M. You start from there, and that gives you a certain kind of beginning, right? And some teachers say that the ending to most macro problems is economic growth. Not all the time, but most of the time. When it comes to microeconomics, one of the most important topics from macroeconomics is obviously market failure. And market failure is related to the price mechanism, which is obviously linked to PPC. Because of scarce resources, we need the price mechanism to allocate scarce resources. But sometimes the price mechanism doesn't work very well. And that's the reason why there's market failure. The government will intervene because of externalities. So ultimately, parents, if you're listening to this recording, the way to get distinction for economics, as you realize from this recording, is linkage, linking different points. Don't just memorize model answers. Don't just memorize diagrams. Find the different links, different constraints of the problem, different solutions, different time horizons, short run or long run. Okay, if you need further advice and help in economics, especially for A levels 2022, please email me colinongts@hotmail.com. I've been giving tuition for quite a number of years, and I'm also a member of the Economic Society of Singapore, and I write a lot about economics. So if you have any problems in economics or you need a private tutor, please email to me and I will find a way where I can reply to you. Right? Once again, my email address is colinongts@hotmail.com. Take care.